Welcome to The Explainer. So, you've probably seen it everywhere. YouTube automation. But what's the real deal? Is it a legit way to build a business? Or is it just another scam preying on people's hopes? Today, we're going to cut through all the noise, break down the hype, and get straight to the facts. All right, before we even touch on YouTube, let's tackle the one question you have to ask yourself anytime someone promises you guaranteed success. Seriously. The answer to this one thing could change how you see every single online business opportunity out there. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll bust the whole myth of guaranteed success. Then, we'll get into what business is all about, risk versus reward. We'll hit that tough 10% success rate head on, but then, and this is the important part, we'll go through 5 specific ways you can win. And we'll wrap up by looking at what this new business model really is. Let's go. All right, first up, the myth of guarantees. Let's talk about why you should be super skeptical of absolutes. So this is a big one. The source material doesn't mince words here at all. It basically says if someone is guaranteeing you success, they are most likely scamming you. I mean, think about it. If someone's promising you a 95 or even 100% success rate, that should set off some major alarm bells. It sounds harsh, but there's a really solid reason why. And here's why those guarantees are completely impossible. It's actually pretty simple. No one, not a mentor, not a fancy course, not some secret system, can predict your effort, right? They can't measure your discipline or your consistency. You are the single biggest variable in this whole equation, and nobody can guarantee what you're going to do. Okay, let's get into the next piece of the puzzle: business, risk, and reward. This is all about understanding the basic entrepreneurial equation. You know, there's this old saying that 9/10 of all sustenance comes from business, and only 1/10 comes from having a job. And that's a pretty cool way to think about it. With business, you've got this huge potential for reward, right? But the trade-off is massive risk. Employment, it's the opposite. Super low risk, but, well, you also get a much smaller piece of the pie. That's the core trade-off you make as an entrepreneur. And this right here, this is exactly why most people stick with a regular job, even with that smaller reward. Because the risk in business is no joke. I mean, your operations could just fail. Your brilliant marketing idea might totally bomb. The team you hired might not work out. Heck, you could lose every single dollar you put in. That's the cold, hard reality of it. So that risk we were just talking about, let's put a number on it. This is the harsh reality of pretty much any new venture you can think of. Yup, 90%. That's the failure rate for most new businesses. It doesn't matter if you're opening a coffee shop, launching a software startup, or, yes, starting a YouTube automation channel. The source is clear. About 9 out of 10 people who try don't make it. And just look at that. When you see it laid out like this, it really hits home, doesn't it? That tiny little slice, just 10%, represents the people who actually succeed. It's a tough pill to swallow, for sure, but you absolutely have to understand this going in. But here's the most important takeaway from all this. Just because 90% of people fail, it does not mean the business model is a scam. It just means building a business is hard. Most people fail because they don't have the right plan. So the question we should be asking isn't, is this a scam? The real question is, okay, how do I get into that 10%?
And that is the perfect lead-in to our next section. This is where we pivot. Okay, so success isn't guaranteed, we get it. But how can you stack the deck in your favor? How do you join that 10% club?
Well, the source gives us a 5-step game plan to do exactly that. We're talking about a clear strategy, not just wishing for luck. So let's walk through these 5 ways to win. Step 1, find a gap. Look, you don't want to be the millionth person making videos about the same popular video game. The smart move is to find a niche that people are interested in, but where the content is, well, kind of bad. It's like finding a street full of people who are starving for pizza, but all the pizza shops are terrible. You open a decent one, and you're golden. Number 2, outperform your competitors. And we're not talking about being just a little bit better. We're talking about blowing them out of the water. If they post 2 videos a week, you post 3. If their thumbnails are okay, yours need to be so good people can't help but click. You need to become the undisputed best option in that space. It's about total domination. Okay, number 3 is a huge mindset shift. It's about finding the right product. Most people start by asking, what do I feel like making? That's the wrong question. The winning question is, what does my audience actually need? What are they desperately searching for on YouTube? You're not just making videos, you're solving a problem for someone. That's the game changer. Step 4, be disciplined. And there's no way to sugarcoat this one. It's non-negotiable. You can't just decide to skip your uploads for a week because you're going to a wedding or on vacation. Not if you want to win. This requires relentless, no excuses consistency. Period. And last but not least, number 5, get the right mentorship. Look, a mentor isn't going to do the work for you. Think of them more like a GPS. They've already driven the road, they know where all the potholes and dead ends are. They can give you the fastest, most efficient route based on where you are right now, saving you from the years of trial and error that cause most people to just give up. So we've talked risk, we've talked strategy. Now let's zoom out and look at the big picture. What is this new business model all about? It's way bigger than just YouTube. It's a whole new way of thinking about how we work. Think about it. The old way was a brick-and-mortar store, right? Stuck in one location, serving local customers, open from 9 to 5. The modern business model? You can work from literally anywhere. Your customers are global. And the best part? You can build systems that generate passive income, making money while you sleep. It's a completely different world. So what's the bottom line? Is YouTube automation a scam? No. But is it a get-rich-quick scheme or a lottery ticket? Also no. It's a modern business. It's a system. And like any system, it works if you work it. The potential is absolutely there. But it all comes down to you doing the work, following the strategy, and having the discipline to see it through. The system is ready. The real question is, are you?